Live from George's barn. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the afternoon swing trading floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What's going on, folks and friends, team and family, fans and followers from around the world? Terry, what's up, buddy? John, Mike M, Sammy. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Wow. Team, what a day. What a week. What a Tesla. So much goodness going on out there. Robin says, walking and listening to you. I love it. Terry says, I felt like a Hulk yesterday. How do you feel today? Graham Cohen says, good afternoon. Mike says, epic week. Rafaela says, happy to be here today. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here live. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Well, team, here's kind of what I got thus far on the markets. So I'm looking at, again, a pretty massive, it's not really a double bottom per se, but it's also not one, you know. We've retested, we're consolidating, moving averages are catching up, the dips are getting bought. It seems like right now that's just the general trend is bullish. And weekly chart, I would not be surprised if we end like this on the weekly with an inside candle. And then later, November, early December, we break out and start going higher. Now, again, we could break down. I'm fine with that. I understand that it could happen. But if we do break down, I mean, I would just be a dip buyer on the broader markets and on most stocks all the way down into 340. So, oh boy, it's good. Life is good. Life's good when you're a bull. There's also a lot of trading rooms that are very bearish right now. Also, team, just letting you know. I see them all the time on Twitter. There's a lot of people short this market right now. A lot of people short SPY. A lot of people short Tesla. No, sucks to be them. A lot of people shorting Roku. I don't know. All right, here's the Qs, and the Qs look good. IWM looks good. Again, I still think that, I mean, if we close above this candle, I just don't know why we wouldn't go higher. It seems crazy just to feel like we can go higher, but it seems like we really can. Mo says, I used to be a bear a few months ago until I realized how wrong I was. Well, it's okay. There's a lot of people bearish a few months ago. I was bearish on a lot of things, but it was for a very short period of time. But I'm glad you switched over, Mo. I'm glad you've come over into the bull camp. I will help you make a lot of money as a bull in the markets. For now. One day I'll switch to bear, but it'll be a little bit. It'll be a while. All right. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average still looks good for now. So yeah, I'm more long than short, team, out there in the markets. All right, so here we go. Here's JCOM. So the reason I was looking at JCOM was because of this hammer. This is a really, really nice hammer, and the high of these two candles are pretty much the exact same. So depending on if we can hit some targets, because right now I think we're in a nice amount of trades, and I'm just going to kind of let it do its thing. So JCOM looks good for a potential breakout. I won't set that up officially until, again, I can get out of more trades because we got a lot. We have a lot of trades open. So we can hit some targets and peel off some wins. We can take some others. But if you don't have any trades and or you requested JCOM, that's my analysis. All right, PSX, Phillips 66. So this was Mr. Squiggles drew 3 days ago, and it's kind of, happening. I do want a little bit more of a pullback. I don't mind playing Phillips 66, but I'm just kind of waiting out the markets and letting some dips come in. on energies. Again, I don't think this gap ever fills fully on this stock, but also like the energy sector. It's just too strong. It's too good. This is the perfect H pattern. This is how double bottoms are formed, this pattern right here. This is strong, team. So just be patient if you're in Phillips 66. I don't have any positions in that one, but it looks nice. Next on the list is Limonada. And I was looking at Lemonade as a potential pennant pattern breakout. I love the candle that came in today. It's a really, really good retest of the retest gap. So let me watch Lemonade, not really a broader market stock. It can kind of dance to the beat of its own drums. I do like the retest. Obviously, I would much, much, much prefer to buy it down here. Jay Wade says, I got filled on that wick today. All right. Noted. But yeah, man, I mean, makes sense. Looks good. So we'll just kind of see what happens. I'm going to keep an eye on it and watch it. But we will, again, take more trades as we can exit other ones. Norwegian Cruise Lines. I've got to watch this one very, very closely for one reason and one reason only. If it takes out the high of yesterday, guys, I know it sounds crazy, but it seems to me that it would continue because this is a really nice amount of bear volume. It was a gap and go, right? You got a high wave candle here on a weekly chart. So this could be just a quick in and out type of trade, right? It could be an R&a-half, 2 Rs. A decent target could be the 50 EMA on the weekly chart. So we'll see. Norwegian, nice looking trend, decent looking gap. Interesting to see what happens. So we'll watch that one pretty closely. First Solar, I did get filled on First Solar $100 January 2022 calls today at $11.95. And let's see what happens. So when it was breaking higher, it looked good. Again, here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart looks pretty nice, decent trends, decent moving averages. Here's the monthly, and we do close on this monthly chart in a few days. By a few days, I mean, you know, well, actually it's more than a few days. It's a whole week. Wow. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of market open. Market will be closed a little bit next week. It closes early on Friday and closes fully on Thanksgiving. But yeah, I mean, long story short, these are just, I wouldn't say speculation. I mean, I've won on them once, and I'm able to buy them cheaper than I bought them for over here, which is really weird. So I figured I'll take it. I was able to buy those options for $13 over here. And I sold those options on this day for $13.85. But I did sell some calls against those options up here, which bought in $3. And I also day traded First Solar bearish on that day. Overall, I think I made like an R&a-half. I don't know. It wasn't a lot.
Data connection loss.
Uh-oh. Didn't know that I might be open. Give me 1 second. I don't want him yelling at me.
Market data connection
reestablished. So First Solar, again, I think it's kind of cool that I can buy those options for literally $1.05 cheaper a month later, seeing how they kind of held up. And yeah, so that's some limit longer term calls that I'm in. Sammy says, is this a clue? No, it's not a clue. I'm literally telling you that I'm in bullish on options. This is not a clue. I'm in. I bought them. They are in my broker. I'm filled. All right. Next on the list is Tesla. Ticker symbol TSLA, and Tesla today did close at $499.27. We had a lot of people very close. Yes. So Brett, I will add that. Let's go with Monday. So Tesla, I mean, again, it's a decent close. We made a higher high and a higher low today. I think I can take these off. You guys all know that I'm in calls. So it's a good move. I mean, it's a good volume. I like the fact that we made a higher high and a higher low. That's really all I can say. Here's the hourly chart. So the hourly chart, just a little bit of a pennant pattern. I do think we could retest 467. It is possible. So if you did sell into this recent rally and sell into strength, if you're looking at buying again, 467 makes the most sense to me. Here's the 78-minute chart. And if I turn off the extended hours, Tesla did trigger Momo indicator. So here's your Momo on Tesla. We went long on the gap up and pulled into moving averages. So we'll see. I think it's a really good setup. It looks pretty to me. I also really like the Bollinger Bands. And just to remind people that the calls are March. So my target is 538.04. If we do hit those, I will sell something. I'll sell some calls. I'll sell some of my long calls. I'll still sell some of my shares. Edward says stop loss is 425. Yeah, I think I'll let Tesla hang out for 3 or 4 days. Like if we do get some selling, I won't freak out. But if we take out these lows, I'm definitely just going to get out and take my loss, right? We shouldn't really have a massive, massive bear trade at any point in time. For the next 3 or 4 weeks, I don't think we're going to have a massive bear trade. I hope not, but I got to let it pull into the moving averages. We got to let all those things happen. The weekly chart looks amazing. I mean, it's a good close. So I'm just going to try to be as patient as I can, ladies and gentlemen, on those. But if you're in bullish on Tesla, I don't think you're wrong. So let's see what happens. Buy dip. That's it. UPS. UPS. What's UPS doing? I have no position on this one. 100 simple moving average, AKA the blue line. That's where I would buy UPS. If I was in it, if I wanted to be in it, which I don't, 152.60. That's it. Next on the list is AMD. Terry says, when's the next prediction number on Tesla? Are they ahead of earnings? Craig would know if Craig's here. When's the next positions? Amazing. See, I'm not entirely sure. This AMD trade, though, was a thing of beauty. Just absolute thing of beauty. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Great move on AMD. So a lot of traders day trade this one for a lot of profits today. Again, this stock is very, very day tradable. Tomorrow will be the exact same thing. Buy the dip. It's been working. A lot of you are in leap. Some of you are in share. Some of you are in put sales. And AMD has been holding strong. So yeah, buy low, sell high. AMD tomorrow. If I'm playing it bullish, I'm playing it off of 84.50. And buy the dip. By the way, just as a reminder, if you have not signed up yet, we will have a free real life trading trader summit on the 12th of December, which is Saturday. And let me make sure. Okay. That's slightly interesting. And then the psychology class, December 7th. That's also going to be live and free. So make sure to be there. Pretty stoked about it. Going to be incredible. So sign up for both. They're free. Ross says, I'll be breaking out the popcorn for the Trader Summit. Yeah, I'm amped. Really amped. So that's AMD. Are we having Wicks on the list today? I'll put on the list for Monday, but I'm in on that trade. Yep, Edward. Okay, so that's AMD. It is on the list. Okay, so I'll talk about it when I get there. All right. Next on the list is NVIDIA. Ticker symbol NVDA. And NVIDIA, I know my buddy Dustin Drummond is in NVIDIA. It did gap down and it did get bought up. I forget who said yesterday that they were looking to fade this on the upside. It did fade, very, very small gap. and here's the 5-minute chart. So nothing really intrinsically crazy. We just traded down pre-market, but we had great earnings, blowout earnings really. So 520 is a buying opportunity if we get down there again, but really I'm just waiting for NVIDIA to get down to the blue line, which is 492.54. And that's where it is now. I mean, can NVIDIA do something like this and this and this? Obviously the answer is yes. I don't have any positions in NVIDIA, and I am just kind of waiting for it to pull back more. I know Matt DeLong likes NVIDIA a lot. This weekly chart is a thing of absolute sheer beauty. And Momo on the 78-minute chart on NVIDIA is getting chopped to bits because it's just really sideways. But earnings, you know, mostly I don't think you do Momo over earnings anyway. But yeah, that's really it on NVIDIA. No position, waiting for more of a pullback. All right, congratulations, Craig Levine on FUV. This is just an absolute monster. And here's what's amazing. So you guys might remember this. Type in a 3 if you were in the day trading rooms last week when Craig Levine was with me. And he talked about this stock in depth. He will forever get listed as the guy who made the call in my mind on this stock. Stock that no one's ever heard of, but my boy Craig nailed the analysis on this one. Absolutely murdered it. So good job, brother. That was a great, great trade. Craig's got some shares, got calls, got leaps, got some covered calls. He's going to wait until January, hopefully get called away at 12.50, and we'll be making some money. Craig says, I have more than one share of FUV. He does. He does. That's what I've heard. So good job, Craig. I'm proud of you, man. I know you're smiling ear to ear. So yeah, man, you forever get the you get the badge of honor. The calling a stock before it moved 300% badge of honor. So you were pumping this one hard to me, man, back in like what, $5 a share. So well done. Okay, next on the list is CrowdStrike, CRWD. And CrowdStrike was a beautiful, beautiful pull down to the 100 simple moving average. Very, very beautiful pullback to that price. Nice level. Trade down into the support and just bounced. So if you played CrowdStrike off the 100 simple, congratulations. If you played this hammer, congratulations. You're working on a double bottom. I don't have any position in CrowdStrike, but the weekly chart is beautimous. So this weekly chart has the most delicious hammer I've ever seen in my life. And if you're going to be playing CrowdStrike, if you're not in and you wanted to be in, you could really play this as a long-term trade because you're buying it off on the weekly. So if we gap down or something on earnings, you could buy that pullback. Longer term trade, I mean, it looks really, really nice. Earnings are about another 3 weeks away. So buy low, sell high, and it's going to be a good opportunity to get in on CrowdStrike. I mean, on a longer term scale, if you want to. I'm not going to personally play that one. Can't be in everything, but it looks really nice. Okay, now let's go look at Pinterest. PENN interest, another white candle. Another one. And yes, I did post a free stock review that said which stocks have perfect buy signals. Pinterest was that stock that I mentioned. I mean, look at that hammer. Look at that hammer. Beastly. Beasting on the Riesling. Look at this one. So my IRA is still smiling happy because one of my IRAs is 100% in Pinterest. So it's just green all around. Trend is continuing higher. I do have an $80 covered call on PENNs. T, how did you play this one? Did you sell it? I know that you bought some more calls either on that day or that day. I don't remember which one, but Jay says he got out at the end of the day. Good job, Jay. Really nice candle there. T says I have 2 calls, one expiring in December and one expiring in May. Right on. Very nice. So start coming up with your plan. She said, I haven't sold any yet. Mo says, where do you get back in? Off of this hammer right here. T says, I'm not sure where to exit. Normally you sell it at resistance, and we're here. We're at resistance, 7 white candles in a row. Probably a good time to lock in profits for a December call and then hang on to the May. That's just my analysis. So Mo, if you're looking at getting back in, a pullback to 61.63 would be it. 61.63, you're just playing the high of this bear candle. You're playing this hammer. You know, buy the dip. Looks good. All right, next on the list is DraftKings. And man, some people making some serious moolah on DraftKings right now. You guys all remember us talking about DraftKings saying that if it closed above the high of this candle on November 13th and this volume on October 20th, you've got to get in bullish. Well, it did. It closed above it on the 17th of November, and it is Surgy McSurgetown. Glorious close. I mean, that's just a phenomenal breakout. Amazing, amazing close above that. Perfect hammer off the 100. I heard a rumor that some people bought off that 100 simple. And DraftKings. So remember, it was very, very funny to see, but there was a lot of people buying into here. And then those same exact people were absolutely losing their mind on those 5 days that they were down on their position. So again, team, if you're buying something long-term, you're never going to get the bottom ever. You're never going to call the exact bottom. You just got to buy things that you like at good prices. Buy into weakness and reap the rewards. That's correct. Sean says, or if you got put some shares. Yep, I had a put sale. Right? You guys all know that I had a put sale. Every time I pull it up, I'm like, guys, I'm most likely going to get put shares of the stock. Got put shares of the stock, and look at me now, up big. And by big, I mean I had one put sale, so I'm up $400 or $500 on DraftKings. But I mean, that's not bad. It's not bad. So I'm in it to win it, ladies and gentlemen. Buy low, so high. Mo says, I sold today and I'll buy back in. Very cool. So here's the nice trend line. And if we pull back to this trend line, Mo, I will buy more than peanuts on DraftKings. Yep. I'll get into some serious size at that point on the pullback. I just wanted to do a put sale just because I wasn't sure exactly how far we would dip. We dipped pretty far on DraftKings. I was going to buy a lot more at 30 though. A lot more. Edward says he has a $60 covered call for December. All right, man. I think a lot of people have that covered call. So you are in good hands. A lot of people in on this one. Edward got $1.20. Wow. All right, man. Go get them. Buy the dip on DraftKings. Rafael says, I sold a put, which I already bought back and once followed above 45 for more and sold a covered call for next Friday. Well, sweet team. You're doing good. Keep it up. Proud of you all for those making money on DraftKings. Let's go look at Ethereum, ticker symbol ETHUSD. And I do have one or two of these things, whatever the heck they are. We did make a new high here on the 18th of November, which is yesterday. Here's the monthly chart. I mean, that to me looks like an absolute perfect double bottom, retest of the neckline. And I'm going to try my absolute best to hold until 700. Is that going to hit? Don't know. But I mean, every time I look at this pattern, it's just amazing. Is it going to go back up to 2K? Maybe, man. I'm not sure. I'm going to sell probably 95% of my Ethereums up here. So yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, let's let it trade up, buy the dip. Yeah, we'll find out. 700. That's kind of where I'm looking at selling this one. Interested to see what happens. Joseph says 1500. Maybe. Maybe. Yes, sir. So that's kind of what I'm thinking on Ethereum. Next on the list is plantar fasciitis, PLTR. We're probably not going to get filled on this one, but I think I'm going to leave it open just in case. Because again, the trend looks nice. I would just like to buy a dip. It can't go up forever. You know, so whatever pullback it has will be a pretty big one. I think I'm just going to leave that open on PLTR. So PLTR, leave that swing trade open, no big deal. Pets is the one thing that just is not cooperating. I could have sold pets on this day, November 11th, should have. Should have sold pets on that day, didn't. It did hit the 200 simple on the daily chart. So, you know, I was up almost an R. What more of an obvious signal do I need? But I thought maybe it was going to close above that and continue higher. The weekly chart, if you turn on the adjusted for dividends, we are trying to bounce off of the 200 simple on a weekly. This put sale, though, at 22.50 for December is going to expire just fine. So yeah, pets, nothing happening on that. Just a giant yawn fest, as Nitro has said. XPEV, Wowtown. XPEV, I mean, who needs oil? If it's not, if you don't drive an electric car, apparently you're wrong. I mean, it's wild to me, but they were. So anyway, I guess all I can say is buy the dip, you know, buy it. It's nuts, but it's happening. I don't know if it's peanuts, cashews, almonds, or pecans, but it is nuts. This was a retest gap. We have retested, buy the dip, be long. I don't have any positions on XPV. TeleDoc, I do have positions in TeleDoc. I'm in very bullish on TeleDoc. And today was a great day for TeleDoc. It's a matter of time. Had to be a matter of time. I mean, with more and more cases of COVID going up, how is like what? You know, like TeleDoc barely dropped during COVID. Like when COVID came out, they barely dropped, and all they did was go higher after that. So if COVID cases come out, I don't see how this is, you know, if COVID, whatever, everyone gets shut down, I think TeleDoc goes higher. If the market goes higher, I think TeleDoc can go higher. I think it's going to go higher regardless. And today you got a double bottom, gorgeous candle, good close. Can't hate on that one. Edward says, would you add to your leap? No, sir. I'm in as heavy as I can get in on TeleDoc. I'm in large on TDOC, man. So I'm just going to let it do its thing for right now. Don't need to add any more. If you don't and you want to be in more, then yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got all my positions I can be in though. Thomas says, where would you add if you want to? Yep, 200 SMA. Otherwise, let's close above. Let's give 3 or 4 more days of action, and we could always get one of those later in the month or the week, but let's be patient. Jonathan Wage hit a target on a Momo trade on TeleDoc. So good job, Jay Wage. So he got in on Momo and hit a target. Scott McKay allegedly has at least 100 shares and then did a 220 covered call for December. So if he gets called away, he'll be happy. And I'm just waiting on TeleDoc to bounce. I like the double bottom. Let's hope it happens. Neo, unreal strength on Neo. Unreal. That is a powerhouse, ladies and gentlemen. So Neo, I mean, if you ain't long, you're wrong. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of people out there shorting Neo. Now, I'm not saying that it couldn't have been shorted here, or sorry, not shorted, sold there and bought back there. That was very obvious to me, at least, especially with earnings coming up. Sion says, my daughter has a $45 covered call expiring tomorrow. Likely looks going to get called away. Yep. Robert says, this thing makes Tesla look cheap. Rafaela says she has a 45 covered call for next Friday. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, incredible. What a breakout. What a trend. Again, I have no position in NEO. I'm just going to miss every single move on NEO for all time, I think. Thomas says they're valued 3 times higher than Tesla on a price to sales basis. Who needs them? Price to sales. What does that even mean? You know, who cares? What is price anyway? Yeah, it's weird, guys. It is definitely weird. All right, let's go look at FedEx. FedEx, I don't have any positions on this one, but if I were this old resistance, new support, this is the previous all-time high. This is where I would get in if I were getting in on FedEx. So the two, I mean, it's just a really, really strong old resistance, new support. So if you're playing it, that's where I would play it. Buy as low as you can and be as patient as you can, because FedEx is, I mean, running like the wind. So anyway, that's all I can say on this one. Don't have any position on FedEx. Buy as low as you can. Trend looks great. That's all. I wouldn't be buying right now. WYNN Resorts and Hotels, WYNN. You guys remember that call option that we did on WYNN that we somehow got stopped out of? It was so annoying. It was based on October 13th hammer, and then we shouldn't have even gotten triggered in. It didn't even go higher, and then it just the perfect trap. Bam, 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 bam. One white soldier candle. Oh, wicked pair of candles back here on November 5th and November 6th, and it gapped up. That was over earnings, and then it just the Biden gap, whatever we're going to call it, the vaccine gap or the Biden gap, we call it whatever we want. This thing is up. Thomas, yep, same thing on FedEx. I did a bunch of put sales on FedEx, but never got put shares. 120, 110, 105, 100, but I would have been okay to get put shares. I never did. So yeah, WYNN, don't know what to do on this one, guys, other than just, I know it sounds dumb, buy the dip. Just keeps, get in, you know. Beyond Meat. Beyond the Meat. Some of you are playing this hammer candle on Beyond Meat. I didn't get triggered in. I set up on this day and then we just gapped up. If we hit 145-ish on Beyond Meat, I will cancel the trade and move on to something else. Beyond Meat looks really nice. And I think this is one of Matt's 15, and Momo triggered also the other day on the gap up. So it was a retest gap. So if you bought it at 133, you know, pretty much was the low, ran up to 138, still $5 a share. So anyway, we'll see. If it goes up there, we'll cancel that one and we'll just move on. RXT, rack space. Is this the new low? Hold on one second. Am I about to set up a trade on the rack space? I know it's not perfectly a new low. This hammer, how did I miss that hammer back in October? That has to be Thomas's fault. He knows how much I love that candle right there. Okay, the low of that's 1546. Oh, we did make a new low by 2 pennies. Uh-oh. Well, I missed it once, so let's not miss that one again, shall we? Rack space. Looking like we're about to do another trade. Let's see if I can get a pull back into here. And here, all right, let's see this rack space. 15, oh, I can do less than $1. Okay. 1598 by 1523. I mean, it's just a buy low, sell high. That's it. That's all we're doing on that strategy. New official swing trade. I forgot to put the numbers in. 1598, 1523. On RXT 1598 by 1523. What a beauty. So again, we definitely got some ones that are open. All right, 11, 19, 2020, RXT 1598 by 1523. Share, I think it's a great trade based on buy low, sell high. Open is not triggered yet. No, really, I could say hammer. That is a hammer strategy, actually. All right, let's review really fast another trade that we set up today, which was Nuance Communications. So I set NUAN up. This is the greatest gap I've ever seen in my life. The most obvious bullish gap of all time. So let's play this one long, shall we? Right now I have an entry at the low of the day today. If that doesn't trigger in the next week or so, I'm just going to buy another dip. So I'll put that on the list for Tuesday. If it doesn't trigger by then, I'll try to get in on an hourly chart. Buy the dip thing. Buy the dip on this one, guys. This gap is ridiculous. That's so perfect. So perfect. And it did slowly grind higher. I did a day trade on this one. No one lost money on it, but it wasn't like an amazing winner. I was a little too slow on the gun in the morning room. Otherwise, I would have caught this 1 minute candle. I would have gotten filled there and would have sold some there, and I would have held on to it probably up until here. But on the microphone, I'm always slower than I am by myself. But yeah, Nuance. So good. What a gap. All right, workhorse. We hit our target on that. So I'm out of workhorse. That was a really nice 2R trade based on the hammer, and that's it. Next trade, I will draw what I think is going to happen. I think I already kind of did that, but if we get something like that, I could play workhorse again. Here is the weekly chart. Weekly chart looks good. Monthly chart looks okay. Daily chart, the moving averages are about to cross bullish. Long terms look good. So yeah, buy a dip. I mean, we took a swing trade on it, so in and out. All right, Zoom. Zoom looks good. Yeah, I mean, we're trying to bounce. I have this debit spread on Zoom video, which I will hold over earnings, and that'll be that. So come December, I'll find out if we gap up or something on Zoom. You know, we could trade down and bounce. That's fine. We could gap up and whatever. If we gap down, I'll buy to close the 620 call, and I'll take the profits that I make from that call and put them into another 420 January 2022. That's going to be my plan. If we gap down on Zoom, if we have no gap, then I'll just keep leaving it alone. All right, Wix. So Ricky Cadden posting the setup everywhere on Wix. That setup is selling puts and buying calls. So it's a synthetic long 160 put sale for January 2023, and then buying a 350 call for January 2022. Trade pays for itself, and as long as it doesn't go down to 160. So yeah, 2023, that's an eternity away. Or you could just buy shares, or you could just buy calls, or you could just be in Wix. Either way, I love this gap up today. I like the candle. I think Brett is in this one. It pulled down. I mean, everyone loves wicks, right? You have a trap, you have the candle, it looks pretty. Looks pretty. Edward says he's in. I'm in as well. Brandon's in. If you don't know the trade I'm talking about, it's gonna be faster to go here. So this is the trade that I'm referring to. I'll post it in the chat as well. Yeah, so selling January. Oh, he sold the 200. Okay. He sold the 200 and bought the 350. I sold the 160. I didn't quite look at that trade. That's okay. Ira Weinstein's in on Wix. All right, cool. Well, again, I like Wix long term. I mean, we could play Wix very, very long term. Ricky loved that trade. I mean, he was posting that thing everywhere. Plus, I do have a target of $400 by April 2021. It's possible. Let's see. All right, next on the list is Square, ticker symbol SQ. Square got upgraded today to 300 by somebody. I have a target of 235 by the end of 2021. You have a bullish gap and go on Square today. You have a high wave candle. You got a double bottom. Some people played Square yesterday with this double bottom right there. It was a retest gap and we retested. So some people bought Square yesterday. I was not one of those people. And they got rewarded today with the upgrade. So if you're in Square, just stay in long. If you're not in Square, it's okay. Looks good. So anyway, that's pretty much my thoughts on Square. 100 looks nice. I want to buy it at 155, and that'll be that. Okay, next on the list, Plug. So this is Mr. Squiggles from the other day. Well, what he thinks Plug's going to do. It was a very, very good fade on the 17th. I think we're about to rotate though. Based on nothing more than we're just really high on Plug. Plug is up there. Plug is up a lot. So if you're looking at playing it, you could take a short trade up here. It's obviously counter trend. Probably would just do it with puts. But really, I'd like to pull back. Craig says we can ask our sister. Ask my sister. Yeah, she's still in it. I texted her today. So go Janielle. Out. She's beating me on Plug. She's beating me. Craig says she knows something. Does she though? I'm assuming so. She's in it. That's for sure. So Plug and Fuel Cell. She got in on Fuel Cell at $2. Mike says, get her a swing trading room. I know. I know. But yeah, man. 20 EMA on a monthly chart is at 412. This is really where I want to buy it. I'm totally game to buy Fuel Cell. Every moving average, all of it is bullish on this on every time frame imaginable. So whatever dip we can get our hands on, if we can get a nice dip on this one, we can definitely make some money. So give it a little bit of time. Don't get too much FOMO on it. But it looks good. All right, let's go look at FSR, Fisker, EV. No one needs gas anymore. Who cares? What is oil? Electric only. Fisker. Guys, I mean, if we break out of this resistance, why would we not just do what electrical vehicles have been doing? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm not wrong on the EV thing. I'm in it. I'm just in the number one. I'm not in the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. I'm in the electric vehicle. But if you're playing Fisker or you want to play it, why not? I mean, cool. Let it break out, be bullish, stay in long. Enjoy, I guess. All right. This stock's been really jumpy recently. I've been kind of waiting for it to consolidate some more, which it is. I do like the consolidation. I'm going to continue to keep an eye on it. I'm not in, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe if it can come down here and bounce off of 665, if it has some legs to break out, we could obviously play this one bullish. But what I'm going to do is just jot this down for sometime next week, and we'll come back to it. I don't have any positions on JFrog Limited. Let's go look at Big C. And Big C is down today a little bit. So we did get filled. This is the daily chart. So we were profitable on it at one point. Yeah, I mean, we got filled at 69.13. So let's see if we can close. What day is today? So here's what I'm going to say. 71. If this closes above 71 before 12.1, I'll keep holding the long. That's kind of like my note to myself. That's what we need. And again, I'm just playing this one as a buy low, sell high. It's at support. A lot of volume. Maybe it goes higher. George really likes inverted hammers out of support. And there's your inverted hammer right there. So let's see. We'll find out what we get. Big commerce. That's my analysis on that one. Okay. Alibaba. So I did buy back my put sales on Alibaba. So we were looking at this one today. We looked at it a lot yesterday, and I think we timed this one so well. This is a perfect Morningstar reversal. This is a nice hammer. I bought back the put sale, and this did trigger Momo on the 78-minute chart. It has a double bottom. You could make a little bit of money on Baba bullish, I think. Almost triggering Momo, says Mo. Yeah, so I did buy back the put sales. So my exposure is gone. I sold them for 267, bought them back for 75 cents, I think. Edward says he wants his leap on Alibaba. Yeah, man. It's a good morning star. If you're a day trader, be watching Baba tomorrow. If it gaps up, that one could be a lot of fun. I heard a rumor that I'll be day trading with my boy George and Matt tomorrow. So Baba is going to go on my list tomorrow morning. But of course, you guys will be here tomorrow afternoon listening to the whimsically gorgeous words of Matt DeLong. All right, Smile Direct, SDC. That is a double bottom on Smile Direct. Wow. Good volume on the weekly. Were earnings good? Not bad, I guess. Yeah, team. I guess I gotta start planning that one. See if we can buy that pullback on Smile Direct. And then we're gonna go look at all the other 47 trades that we're in. Slight exaggeration. We're not in that many, but this would be a pretty good setup, I think, on Smile Direct. So let's come back to that one Tuesday. Okay, Smile Direct based on Nashville. Okay, DKNG, other swing trades. So none of these filled. TME. So 10-cent music. That's TMW. TME. I love the candle that came in. We had the right idea. We'll see if it pulls back to the hammer. It might not. GAN. So we are in GAN. We did get triggered in today, and our target is 1944 on GAN. So if you're playing it, cool. We're in it on GAN. AMWL. AMWL. So if you're tracking, we did miss this one by 6 pennies. 6 penny Newsom strikes again. Now, Tabitha and a few other traders are in a little bit differently, but 6 penny Newsom back on pace. He loves missing full $1,000 trades by 6 pennies. Next year's Halloween costume, 6 penny Newsome. Go ahead and buy it before it sells out. If you want to know what it looks like, it just looks like someone just missing tons of trades. Here's AYX. So we did have a weekly options newsletter set up on AYX, and I have no idea how I'm not triggered in this thing, but I'm not triggered in this thing. Can't figure it out. I don't know if it didn't go low enough or what, but it just did not fill. I mean, yeah. If you played the shares, it would have filled. And AYX, I know a lot of people are in it. What was, when do I cancel that trade? I actually forgot. I never forget that. Let me log in really quick and see when I need to cancel this trade. Friday. Okay, we got one more day. All right, I'll cancel that tomorrow potentially. So that could be 1 hour that I can spend on something else. Alex says I got a 165 January 2021 call. Gotcha. Best of luck on that. Hope it bounces. Not a lot of time, but hope it runs, man. You're at the weekly 100, so I get it while you're looking at going long down here. Best of luck. Alex says, my bad, January 2022. Much better. Much better. Cool deal. I'm in some shares of AYX, and yeah, we'll see what it does. I'm in it. I am in to win if it continues higher. All right, Datadog, DDOG. So Datadog had a really nice move. It traded into the 100 today, which is a little bit of resistance. You guys are in on the swing trade, so that's nice. ESTC. So about 15 people are filled on this one, and about 900 of you aren't. So long story short, on Elastic, if you're in it, awesome. If you're not in it, keep that limit open and it might fill. Because remember, Momo on this one triggered yesterday. No, sorry, it triggered the 17th. So this was the one white soldier gap, and this was just, you should have bought yesterday anyway. But if you didn't get filled today, no big deal. Some people did not. All good. Leave it open, and we'll see if it pulls back. 113.88 for those who are in is the target. Craig Levine is in. Yeah, there's a few people in ESTC, so we'll see if that does something interesting. Yep. Maloney says, what do I do with the Carnival Cruise Line puts? So Carnival Cruise Lines, just leave it alone. We're probably going to get stopped out and lose an R. Most likely what's going to happen. I mean, it's not like cruise lines haven't been dropping. I mean, Norwegian Cruise Line dropped. Carnival hung still the whole time. Banging our head against the 200. If I was in long on this thing, if I had bought calls, it would just be going straight down. But since I'm in puts, it's going up. You guys know how that works, right? So again, if we get stopped out on this one, no big deal. It really is, in a way, kind of like a hedge. If we don't get stopped out, I will lower the stop probably to like 95 cents or something tomorrow or the next day. And we'll see. I mean, it is a retest gap. We'll see. 3-day pennant pattern. Robert says a gap up would be nice for a day trade. I agree with that statement. Or a gap down could also be nice. Okay, another swing trade that we are in is Virgin Galactic, SPCE. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, is looking delightful. So go ahead and take your stop on Virgin Galactic and move it up to 1974. So 1974 on Virgin Galactic will be the new stop on that swing trade. New stop. New stop loss on SPC swing trade. Brandon says, well, 3.9 Rs I would have had today instead I ended with 2.4 Rs. It's not bad, dude. Not bad. Yeah. So I mean, Virgin Galactic looks good. I don't know if it's going to actually hit our target or not, but I hope so. Joseph says, you think it'll pull back some? I'm sure it will. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white candles in a row. If it does pull back, it'll probably pull back to 230.22 before it goes higher. But the target for me is 25.78. So if it hits that, I will be out on Virgin Galactic, take the gain, and move on. Let's see if there's anything else I'm missing. BIGC, we looked at, GAN, Beyond Meat, ESTC, PLTR, AMWL. PENN, I don't think PENN's going to fill. So PENN is a gorgeous, gorgeous setup. I love this hammer so much. I should have already been in. Should have been in. I just didn't see that on my scanner somehow. I don't think it has a 5% short float, but yeah, PENN National Gaming looks brilliant. I'm gonna leave it open in case it fills, but most likely gonna end up canceling that one. And then ARRY, we are also in this one. So we're in this one. No idea if it's gonna work. Right now, it's not working. But you got an inside candle, pennant pattern target is 50.65. And I think we can move the stop on that sometime next week, maybe Tuesday. AARY. We've only been in 2 days, but the trade took a while to set up. I should have lowered my entry honestly to 40.73. All right, team. A lot of good stocks. We reviewed them all. We got it. Now I'm gonna head out with George and Matt to the Denver Real Life Trading Meetup. What stocks? Oh wait, you guys know it's Friday. Matt DeLong is reviewing his 15 for the 10 EMA and Momo strategy. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Matt DeLong in the afternoon room tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for being here and for tuning in and for enriching lives with me. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, love life, and trade it. You guys rock.